You shot straight, but you shot late. Hi, Lim. This is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm gonna give you the rundown.
The day that you shot Dolph, the day before that, did you know you were going to shoot Dolph?
Nah, I ain't know nothing about all this, but I ain't know we were gonna catch Dolph or nothing. But the next day was the day we caught Dolph, that was my baby girl's birthday, to be honest.
Okay.
And I know I told her about a house, buying them a house and all that, because I knew that they already had hits on everybody's head and we was out looking for somebody. We didn't know we were gonna catch Dolph, we didn't know who we were gonna catch.
Is that why it was a particularly big day for you?
What you mean big day?
Well, you text Miss Jackson, let's see, 9:05 a.m. on November 17th, 2021, you say, good morning. I went to sleep in the midst of texting you to knowing today is my big day.
My baby birthday. My daughter's birthday.
November 17th?
Yeah, my daughter.
You went and killed a man on your daughter's birthday?
Hey, I'm trying to make it right for her. I ain't had no money. I'm trying to get some money that day. So I'm trying to make sure my baby girl, man, have a beautiful birthday. So it was whatever. Then I'm trying to get high on pills. It was whatever.
For the record, you're playing what will be marked as exhibit number 5.
We can stop it right there. So how did you get to be with Justin Johnson this day on November 17th, 2021?
We knew that, they had heat on Dolph in the head or whatever, so.
Who had a hit on whose head?
Big Juk had a hit on Dolph's head or whatnot, so.
How do you know that Big Juk had a hit on Dolph's head?
Cause Quit had told me about it. Quit, and you know what I'm saying, being just.
How much money was it supposed to be?
$100,000 on Dolph's head.
Had you spoken with Justin about this?
Yeah, we had been talking about it.
Okay. This was not something that just happened this day, but something that was in the process for weeks?
Yeah,
How did y'all hook up this day, if you remember?
he had pulled up to get me. He came and got me or whatever.
Where'd he get you from?
He got me from my father's house.
Where's your father's house?
Out of Lamont Sims.
Orange Mound area?
Yeah.
Had either you called him or he called you or anything like
He
this?
had called me the first time I missed the call. Then he called me back, I answered. He was telling me basically they were pulling up because we already knew what was going on.
When you say you already knew what was going on, you already knew that this is about?
Yeah, because we knew they were doing the turkey drive, so we was actually on our way to Westwood.
Had you and Justin talked about this particular day before?
Like, nah, not the specific day. Like, we just knew that it was turkey drive going every day that week.
Okay. You knew that, the fair said you knew Dolph was involved in these turkey drives this week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we didn't know we were going to catch him, but we knew his artist. Everybody had a hit on his head. Everybody had a price on his head.
From Juk?
Yeah, from Juk.
And that was going to be y'all's business this week.
Yeah, that was our business.
When he arrived at the house, do you remember what he was driving?
White Mercedes-Benz.
Off to do the mission.
Yeah, do a mission. Try to catch somebody.
Try to catch one of the rappers
Yeah, one of them.
at the turkey drive in Westwood.
In Westwood, yeah.
Alright. You were describing staying in touch with Justin, is that right?
Yeah.
To your knowledge, was he still in town or out of town?
My knowledge, he was here.
And you had mentioned the money, is that correct?
Yeah.
And he had told you that Juk said it was too hot right now.
Yeah, it was too hot right now.
But were you still interested in your money?
Yeah, I just wanted my money. I did the job, I just wanted my money.
Now, could you have gone to Juk and tried to get your money?
Nah.
Did you know him at all?
I had met with him, but I ain't have no number on him.
How many times had you met with Juk?
Just one time at Quit House.
At Quet's house?
Yeah, Quit House.
And when did that happen? Before or after Dolph was killed?
It was before.
When that happened, was there conversation about these hits on the P.R.E. rappers?
Yeah, really quick with doing all the talking, like, you know, just telling who out here pray, how much everybody had on their head and stuff like that. And Juk just like agreeing, like, you know, then he made us take our phone outside early before we started doing any talking.
Who all was there for this meeting at Quet's house?
It was just me, Quet, and Juk.
You, Quet, and Juk.
He really wanted me. I had pulled up about some X pills. Juk was already in there.
Gotcha.
And Quet had started talking, you know what I'm saying, like, you see right here, and Juk like, hold up. Phone outside. So he set our phone outside.
And came back in?
Yeah, nah. Quet took the phones outside in the church. Me and Juk was already in hell, but Quet came back in and started talking.
At that time when you met with Juk, is that the first time that anybody's talked about money on Dolph's head?
Now, the first time, it was just Quet by itself.
So this had come up before with Quet,
Yeah,
and then comes up again with Quet and with Juk there.
right.
When did you, in that timeline, so first just Quet, next Quet and Juk,
Right.
when did you met Justin in that timeline?
Ooh, you like right around the same time, you know what I'm saying?
As the first time when it was just Quet, or the second time when it was Quet and Juk?
Like, in between the first and the second time, I had, like, Quet had put me and Justin together, basically.
Okay.
That's how I met him. Quet.
Juk's the money man calling the shots.
Yeah,
Quet puts you and Justin together.
right.
And you and Justin are cool with each other and interact with each other over the months. You said at least 5 times.
Yeah, so.
Say my hey my hey man, it's OG Jucario. Now back at you with another one. And I had to come slide on the YouTube block about this hit list. It's alleged hit list that was put out with the Paper Route Empire artists on it, including the CEO, Young Dolph. That's right. An alleged hit list was talked about in the Justin Johnson Young Dolph murder trial. That's right. And these intricate details that were told to us was by one of the suspects, one of the shooters, right? The confessed shooters, Cornelius Smith of Memphis. And he confessed, you know, and told his testimony that, you know, according to the guy Hernandez Govan, the other guy who they're calling the mastermind, right, of the Dolph murder, they're saying that Govan and Big Juk, better yet known as Anthony Mims, right? This happens to be Mario Mims' brother, who is Yo Gotti. And they're saying that CMG, you know, put this hit list out, allegedly, on Paper Route Empire artists, including the CEO Dolph. And Dolph is just who these guys, these shooters, Straight Drop and Cornelius Smith, happened to just ride up on while Dolph was headed to Makita's that day. And being that Dolph was on that list, they're telling us that, hey, this is why we did it. You know, it was 100,000 on Dolph's head, and we needed that money. It was time to collect. Cornelius even said it was his little girl's birthday, right? And he just needed some money to make this the best, beautiful birthday she ever had, right? And of course, Cornelius told the story to where him and Justin Johnson was involved. Straight Drop, right? He wanted to be a rapper. He's the one that wanted this record deal from CMG, who allegedly put out this hit list on P.R.E, Paper Route Empire artists. During the testimony of Cornelius Smith, he testified to saying that Hernandez Govan was the first one to bring up the hit, right, on any of these artists. And matter of fact, Cornelius said that this had already been talked about. You know, this was already an ongoing plan before he even came into the picture, allegedly, right? And so as he's testifying to this, he's making it, you know, seem as if this was already going on and he just came in, you know, to get a piece of the action, as they say. And Cornelius just happened to be a part of one of the biggest hip-hop murders in his life. Now, the paperwork that has hit the internet, or a snippet of the paperwork, right, stating that, you know, these are definitely the names that were involved on the hit list, alleged from CMG, Cocaine Music Group, as the courts called it, but it's also known as Collective Music Group as well. And, by the court calling it Cocaine Music Group, it seems as if they're trying to tie drugs into this whole ordeal as well, some type of way. And now you have this hit list that's out there that was put out allegedly by CMG, and specifically Big Juk was the one that was talking to Govan, and Govan recruited the shooters, Straight Drop and Cornelius Smith, who turned state witness in the whole case, right? And told everything he knew, because Cornelius Smith specifically said Govan was talking. He heard that Hernandez Govan had already made a deal. He was talking about, details and who did what in the murder of young Dolph. So Cornelius was like, well, if we're going to tell it, we might as well tell the truth. We might as well tell everything, right? And Cornelius told everything that he knew as best as he knew that it went down. And now we have this hit list that's stating, it says $100K for Adolph Thornton, aka Young Dolph. $50K for Marcavius Cathy, aka Key Glock. $50K for Terrence Baker, right? aka P.R.E. Woo. And $5K, only $5,000 for Zaqualius Davenport, aka Big Moochie Gray. And $20K for Snoop Bands. They're saying that his name is unknown at this time. And I imagine that, with the words that's above this hit list that we can see, it was saying that stated that there was a hit on everybody, and Mim stated that the money was good, right? Not to worry about the money. The CD understood that the money would be for these individuals. Then it says it's cut off. The list is, is cropped out. According to the CD, the following was the hit list and bounties for the, I'm pretty sure it says said names or said individuals, listed individuals. Then it has the names listed: $100K for Dolph, $50K for Key Glock, $50K for Pre-Woo, $5K for Moochie Grape, and $20K for Snoop Bands. Now, I'm pretty sure the authenticity of this hit list, right, and the people who are on it is validated and already had been, validated by the courts and the DA and everybody, because with testimony from Cornelius Smith saying that it was in fact a hit list on all the Paper Route Empire artists. I'm pretty sure this is like the evidence of his testimony, right? What he told these detectives about everything he knew about the hits being put on Dolph and his artists way before the trial even came, right? So, with him getting up there and testifying to this, now we're seeing this paperwork, right? A piece of the paperwork. This is got to be where this paperwork is coming from, you guys. Now, even though we don't see Grove Hero's name on this list, we know that, when Grove Hero took to his Instagram to talk about him finding out that Juk had put a $50,000 hit on him, right? That was already verified right there. So that even verified the hits that were already put out there, like Cornelius Smith testified to, that, it had already been hits out there on these artists, right? On Dolph, evidently. You know what I'm saying? So, another name that we didn't see on this list and don't see, we don't see Kenny Money. We don't see P.R.E. Kenny Money on this list anywhere, right? So, we definitely know that Kenny Money is one of Young Dolph's artists, right? And for him not to be on the list, that's kind of surprising, because they said all Dolph's artists had bounties, had hits, prices, bags on their heads. So it makes me wonder, why was Kenny Money left off this list, in the beginning anyway, if it was actually a list that we're hearing about and now seeing for the first time, right? So like I said, this list has to be legit because Cornelius testified to it, right? He said that Govan was the one that he first started talking to about these hits. And Cornelius even testified that Govan was doing a lot of the talking when Juk was there during that one meeting that he had with Juk at Quit's house, right? He said that Govan was the one that was, naming prices for each one of these artists, right? And so, you know, he even went as far as to saying that, you know, Big Juk was paranoid and wanted to put the phones outside, right? To where nobody could hear the conversation that was going on inside the house, right? When they were discussing these alleged hits on Dolph and his P.R.E. artists. Now, with Yo Gotti's name being brought up in this, being that this was his brother, Big Juk, Anthony Mims, that were placing these hits on Dolph and his Paper Route Empire artists, right? You would, you know, tend to believe that his brother, Yo Gotti, over at CMG, had to know something, a smidget, right? Just a little bit about, you know, these hits that were placed on Dolph and his artists, some type of way, right? If people in the streets, right? If the hitters, the shooters, the killers, the gangsters, right? The crash outs, if everybody's hearing about these hits, right? These bounties that they could potentially collect, you know, if they was to take out one of Dolph's artists or Dolph, right? You got to know that Gotti had some type of knowledge on this, some type of way. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see come October 9th, because this is the day that Hernandez Govan goes to court. Now, they're not saying it's a trial yet. Now, I don't know how that, you know, is going to work out for Govan, but, you know, from what they told us, all these suspects will do time behind this crime of killing young Dolph. It's my personal belief that there shouldn't be no type of price on any life, because every life is priceless, man. And to see a list like this stating the prices for each one of these black men life, right? That's crazy, man. You know, that somebody actually sat down and thought, you know, to themselves, well, this is how much this person's life is worth. This is how much this person's life is worth. Then when they got down to Big Moochie Grape, right? Zaqualius Davenport, right? They say this man's life was only worth $5,000. You know, that's, hey man, that's crazy thinking. And like I said, you know, no life should have any price on it. But come on, man, 5,000? Y'all boys playing a dirty game, man. And this list also makes me wonder, how long had these bounties been on all of the artists, including Dolph's head, right? We never got down to the bottom of that. How long was it, right? Because Cornelius made it seem as if when he came along, you know, this was already a play in motion. This was already, you know, full speed ahead. He just jumped in for the ride, right? And he happened to ride up on Dolph, right? Him and Straight Drop, and collect, or try to collect, that $100,000 bag, which, you know, I told in a couple of my videos, I felt like Cornelius was, you know, he was disgruntled. He was angry. He was upset that he did not get his full payment. And this is how, you know, he's paying these guys back for not paying him his money. So with Big Juk now deceased, will this hit list still be relevant? Is, you know, people still trying to collect the bounties on some of these P.R.E. Paper Route artists, right? Who knows? Because now that Juk is gone, if people still try to pursue and, you know, collect these bounties on these artists, who's going to pay the money? You know, so I would assume that now that Juk is gone, you know, the best move to make is, hey man, say man, we ain't paying out no bounties for nobody. Because that right there for sure enough is gonna cause a RICO. You know, because now who you gonna blame it on? Who is paying the money out to these alleged shooters, right? Perpetrators of any of these artists that could potentially lose their life, right? In Memphis, behind a hit list that was put out there with their name on it. So y'all let me know what y'all think. So until the next time, this is OG Jucario TV with the latest in rap, hip hop, celebrity, and urban news. You're watching the Rundown Podcast. I appreciate everybody for spending with me. I appreciate all my subscribers for sliding with your boy every time. And say, man, hey man, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, and look, turn on post notification so we can slide whenever I get the drop. You already know what it is, man. It's deeper than Buddha, her, you hear me? And guess what?
I'm gone.